Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. And we're talking about Big Brother. But first,
please hit subscribe so you can watch all the videos.
Yes.
And give this a thumbs up, please.
Yes, and if you want to support us on Patreon, do it. Everyone's doing it.
Oh, we have
Everyone's
fun.
doing it. Yes.
We have our little group.
Yeah. So, back to the show.
Goodness gracious.
Boy, okay, so we're going to recap Wednesday and the Thursday live eviction.
Yes, and we'll fill in some blanks there.
Some blanks in the live feeds and whatnot. So we're coming off of Cliff and Kat being nominated by Tommy.
Yes.
Cliff is like, it's game, no big deal. Like, of course he's like, he doesn't want to be on the block, but he's like, no hard feelings, it's a game.
He gets it.
Christy's very emotional because she's the third nominee. Right? Still just so teary about that. And then Kat, even more so, is like curling up in a ball, sobbing.
This beginning of this episode was like a TV movie drama. Like sappy music.
Yes.
All the tears.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what?
What is going on?
Yeah. But it was sad. These people were sad.
They're sad.
I get it.
Yes. And Jackson, of all people, is comforting Kat.
Yeah.
After all he has put that woman through this season, he is coming and giving her a hug and laying on top of her and saying, pick me to play Veto for you. I'm going to win it and I'll take you down. And Jess is like, do not pick Jackson, Kat.
That was such a good moment.
Then there was then
we pick up the pace.
Then it's a romance segment with Nick and Tommy. You know,
drama,
we went from the emotional to the romance
between Nick and Tommy.
Yes.
They got a Zanky at it. Remember?
They did. Oh my
Zach
gosh.
and Frankie.
Yes.
That we got a new duo.
Yes.
Nick and Tommy.
Right.
Now the TV show showed us the PG version. Those of us who watch live feeds know it's not a PG version, but. Look, I'll take it. I think that was a cute segment for TV, and so I appreciate it.
Yes.
Let's all pretend that Nick is not a creepy pervert.
Let's just have that nice segment. Pretend he's not.
Then Tommy loses his costume.
Yes, he's completed his punishment.
I almost didn't recognize him without the big red thing on his head.
Right? Yeah.
But thank goodness he's a regular person now.
Yes.
And now we can play OTEV.
Yes, we go to the veto pick, and Tommy explains what we spoiled in our last video, but he's going to draw these chips, and so he draws Christy and Cliff, and they both get to pick house guest choice. Christy, of course, picks Nick because he's going to take her off the block, and Cliff picks Jackson because they've had a conversation that Jackson will save Cliff.
Yeah, well, no, he's going to keep them the same. That he was, he was gonna get Christy out. They all want Christy
he wanted
out.
Christy to stay on the block.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now we get to play OTEV.
Now we get to play OTEV, yeah. So it's a pigeon this year.
Oh, they got pooped on.
It's fun.
Anytime.
He's cursing at them. They're all shocked.
On the house guests.
Yeah.
Great. I'm great. I was revved up. I was excited about this OTEV from what they had spoiled on the feeds, or like the retails, not the spoils, but like the retails.
Yeah.
I was all about this exciting OTEV.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't as exciting as I was prepared for.
It was very sad.
It was heart-wrenching.
Heart-wrenching. I've never seen so many tears as when Cliff got eliminated from the OTEV competition. And he was very much like, this is for the best, everybody. Like, I should not keep playing, my leg hurts. And they were like, go, Cliff, we are so sorry.
Well, okay, so what Kat did was she did legitimately cut him off. He had grabbed the rope.
Listen.
She went above him, grabbed the rope ahead, and scurried on up there. She's half his size and, you know, like younger, stronger, like easy peasy.
I would have done the same thing.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
She, though, did not push him. Like, she made it sound like she mortally wounded him.
Right. Yeah, like she injured his leg.
And she didn't even touch him.
Yeah.
Like, we know his leg was already injured. He probably injured it more.
Yeah.
But she literally went around him and didn't even touch him.
She didn't
She's
touch him.
breaking down immediately.
Yes.
Can't even hold it together for the comp.
God.
She's so sorry. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
He's like, it's okay. And then him being so kind to her just like makes you, I'm like holding back the tears.
Nicole's crying, Jess is crying, Ollie's crying, like everybody is so sad about this. And Cliff is like, Kat, I need you to focus.
Right.
Because now at this point, like Jackson's already out, now I'm out. You are the last person who's playing this comp who's gonna change the nominations. we've got Christy, Tommy, and Nick left up here, and they're all gonna take Christy down. So like, you need to get your head in the game and focus on winning this. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I'm glad he said that, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, girl, focus up.
Yes.
Like, do not let your emotions get you yet. You can cry later.
Right.
Which she does.
Yeah.
So that was dramatic, but then, unfortunately, we eventually lose Kat. So we've already lost Jackson. We lose Cliff. We lose Kat.
Christy.
We don't care about losing Christy,
right.
But we lost Christy. We lose Kat. So at this point, all hope is gone.
Oh,
it's down
it's
to
Nick and Tommy, and we know they're going to take Christy down.
Either one.
Yeah.
So that's that. So yay, Tommy wins Veto.
Tommy wins Veto. I mean, this is a very good week for him. Everybody, like, he's got the HOH, he's got the veto. He gets to take Christy down, which is, of course, they don't even show any game talk of like, should I change the noms or what? Like, it's just the most obvious move that probably has ever been made. Yeah. So
I do love at this point though, like after Kat's out, the pan of the faces was like, they couldn't even pretend, and I was like, who knows when they grabbed those faces?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Could not have been at that moment.
Yes.
Could just have been editing.
Right.
But I was like, love it still.
Very good editing.
Where everyone's like, oh, Christy's coming down?
Great. Okay. Yeah, especially like Jackson and Holly are like miffed because like that was their whole grand plan.
Right.
But Tommy wins the veto, so of course he takes Christy down. Now, speaking of Jackson's grand plan to get Christy out, he has a conversation that we see with Sis, right? And she's kind of trying to get them back together. I don't know, like, how actively she's doing this, but she makes a comment like, we could still do this. Like, we could come back together and work together. Yeah. And Jackson is like, Sis, this is our chance. Like, Christy's on the block. Nobody put her up there. We gotta take this opportunity to get her out. Like, this is before OTEP, of course. And so he's like, don't you see? Like, this is the golden opportunity to get her out. We don't have blood on our hands. Come on, let's do this. Yeah. And Sis is like, Jackson, you need to keep Christy as a shield because you are a huge target in the house and Christy's maybe a bigger one. So like, if you want to make it far in this game, you have to have shields. And clearly that is Sis's #1 strategy in this game. She just surrounds herself with shields. But she's trying to get Jackson to agree, to like see that perspective. Right. And to her face, he's like, oh, you're right. Oh. And then in the DR, he's like, I'm not buying that for 1 second. Like, I'm still going after Christy. Yeah. But that is also a narrative that we see in this episode.
But Tommy takes Christy down.
Yes.
And we are left with our 2 nominees, Cliff and Kat.
There's no replacement nom, of course, because Christy was the 3rd, so.
Now we go to Thursday's episode. Here's for something, before we get into specifics, I want to say, Wednesday's episode, they gave a really cute little segment to Cliff.
Yeah.
Where he was pumping himself up and he was like, you want this more, you want this more.
And then dancing.
Adorable. That's Cliff. He's adorable. Yeah. And I was like, boy, these edits that he keeps getting are really good for him to get America's Favorite Player.
Yes.
Like, these help, right? Yes. And I think I tweeted something like, Nicole needs some of these edits. Like, she barely was in this episode Wednesday. Yeah. She was like, not there at all. Yeah. She's not going to get America's Favorite Player if she doesn't get these kind of, you know, segments. We see them on the live feeds where she's like dancing and being silly, but the TV viewers
don't show that, right?
Thursday's episode, she's legit the star of Thursday's episode.
She is.
I don't know if that bodes well for her or not, but I was happy that at least she was the star of this episode.
Yes. So it starts with...
This was another sad episode.
It was, yeah. So Cliff is kind of like the beginning of the episode, you know, it's right after the veto ceremony. So Cliff is like, well, I'm nervous because like Kat seems to keep finding her way out of these evictions. And, you know, they're both just nervous and not sure who's going to go. Right. And, you know, don't necessarily...
Talking about like, are we going to campaign?
Yeah,
don't campaign against me, la la.
Yes, don't throw me under the bus, but like, do what you got to do.
What's it going to be? Yeah. Right. So we see, like, obviously Jackson and Holly are like, we're keeping Kat, you know. Yeah. And then we see Nick and Sis and Christy ultimately, we're keeping Cliff, yay!
Oh my God, we gotta go to 6 with Cliff. I've always wanted to go to 6 with Cliff. I love Cliff. I've always wanted to go. I have said this since day 1. I've always wanted to go to 6 with Cliff.
Always.
It's so crazy how they're like, we trust Cliff, we love Cliff, we stan. When like, not even weeks ago, Christy was like, Cliff is my number one target.
Number one target.
My name is in his mouth. He's gotta go.
Like, got to go.
Oh my God,
Nick
these people.
put Cliff on the block because Christy was like, he gotta go.
Yeah.
He out the door. And Nick was like, I got you, Bill. Let's go.
Yeah.
And now they're like, let's work with Cliff. You guys.
Finally, we get to work with Cliff. So then Nick goes to Cliff and kind of pitches this idea to him. And what is Cliff here? I'm gonna be safe?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Great, sign me up. A totally reasonable reaction, right?
Yeah.
So then Nick, takes this info back, like Cliff's into it, I gotta talk to Nicole, whatever.
Their faces are legit giddy.
Yeah.
They're like,
oh my God.
we got this.
Yes, it's gonna happen. They're like, they're just obsessed with the number 6. Like they're obsessed with having a 6-person alliance.
They kind of are.
They're so excited that they're gonna have another 6. Well, then Nick pitches the situation to Nicole, not necessarily the alliance, but he's like, here are the votes, girl, and like, you're the swing vote. And so you kind of get to decide, like, is it gonna be Kat or Cliff who goes? And she is just very sad that she has to make this decision between 2 of her besties in the house.
Look, in that conversation, we talked about these conversations in our last video. When Nick told Nicole, she was straight up like, I'm gonna work with these people? Like, they don't even wanna work with me. Like, I'm at the bottom of this. Like, what are you talking about, Nick?
Yeah.
But he was emphasizing, like, her vote. And at that time, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna vote out Kat. Like, I'm with Cliff. Like, obviously, this makes sense to me. And so Nick's like, yeah. All good. But Thursday's episode is great because what really happened Wednesday night in the house is the campaigns really ramped up. And things were really happening, and they were able to throw some of that into this Thursday night episode, and that goes into Nicole being sad.
Yes.
So that's really what we see is like Kat sort of hits her heart.
Yes.
In Kat's campaign.
She's like, I still want to do things in this house. I want to like do something big. And Nicole is like a BB super fan that like kind of tugs at her heartstrings a little bit.
And Kat's like, I thought like I wanted to get Jackson out, and if I leave now, like I never did that. And so Nicole's like, gosh, I kind of want to give her that opportunity to do this thing that she wants to do.
Right.
I just want to pause real quick. These are all lies.
They're all lies.
So even in this moment on the TV show that I'm like touched because Nicole is touched. Yeah. This is not real.
Right. It's not, come on. Like.
This is a pitch.
Yes.
And it's not real.
Yes.
And Kat is loyal to Holly.
Yes.
And let's just remember all of this.
Let's remember.
But Nicole doesn't know this. So this sends Nicole on quite the path.
Oh, yes. Well, she then talks to Cliff about the 6 deal that he's made, and she's like, she's very dubious of this deal. Like Sarah said, like she doesn't think she can trust these people. She doesn't believe that they actually want to work with her. Like she recognizes that she and Cliff would be at the very bottom of that 6 if they
wanted to work with Cliff, Kat, Jess. Like she wanted that, and now it looks like she's got this new group. She has to vote out one of Cliff or Kat. And like no one's even talking about Jess.
No one there. Jess is left out of this, and Nicole does not feel good about that.
Doesn't.
No, I need to talk to Jess about it.
She talks to Jess.
So she says, "There's a 6, Jess, and it's and not you." And Jess is like,
ooh,
thank you for telling me.
Okay, so this comes from a good place of Nicole's heart. And I also want to fill in some blanks here. Is what they're not showing is like Nicole had already talked about to Jess, like, I think we can flip the vote.
Yeah.
Or it's not like a huge vote flip, it's just really Nicole.
Yeah.
I think if I vote, I think we can keep Kat.
Yeah.
I think we can do this.
Yeah.
But all Jess hears is her good pals Tommy and Christy made a deal
without her.
Once again.
Yeah.
The last time this all blew up, Jess realized she was left out.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, Jess realizes she's still left out.
She's still left out. So she goes to Kat and tells Kat about this situation, and she's like, it's you're out. They guaranteed Cliff safety if he did this 6 deal, da-da-da. Kat immediately waterworks, right? Like crying, because that's basically her campaign strategy this week, is to like
very emotional.
Cry. Yeah. So then she goes to Cliff and she's like, I am so disappointed, Cliff. Like, I can't believe that you wouldn't stand up for what you believe in. And he was like, I'm just here to play Big Brother. And so they promised me safety if I did this thing. And yeah, I accepted. Like, he's very pragmatic about it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really he's like, I try to separate the logic of the game from the emotion. And like, she's just like hysterical, you know?
Right.
Like, she can't believe, she feels so betrayed by him. And it's like, he's on the block. He keeps saying that. He's like, I'm on the block.
And she was like, Cliff, this is a game. As if it's like, he should have behaved differently. He's like, yes,
I'm playing the game. Like, this is a game move.
Yeah. Okay, let's fill in some more blanks
Yes.
here. Because obviously Kat is upset because she just realized Cliff got the deal. She didn't get the deal. No one made a deal with her.
Yes.
They made a deal with Cliff means she's going home.
Going home.
That is devastating when you realize that you're not getting the votes.
Right.
Let's also fill in the blanks that during her campaign and talking to people, she threw Cliff's name out there left and right. She threw him under the bus. Cliff's coming after you. Cliff's coming after you.
Yeah.
She has thrown Nicole's name out there.
Right.
She will throw anybody's name out there to save her own.
Right.
And that's fine. That's playing Big Brother. I'm just filling in those blanks here.
Yeah.
That this is not about, oh, Cliff disappointed her.
Cliff lacks morals
some sort
and all
of
this
perfect
stuff.
game.
Yes.
No, we're all playing.
Yeah.
We're all playing.
We're all lying. We're all backstabbing.
Yeah.
Welcome to Big Brother, right?
Welcome to Big Brother.
God. So while Kat is emotional with Cliff,
Yes.
Jess now is like talking to Holly, right? She's telling her that the 6 is happening, and Holly's like, well, I should tell Jackson. So then we see her tell Jackson, and that's sort of the extent of the blow up that we see in the show.
Right.
But there's much more on the feed.
Yes. They also showed the 6 sort of solidifying their deal.
Yeah. In the room all together.
Right,
yes.
we see that. But what they didn't show in the episode is that Jess straight blew the house up.
Yeah.
She was like, well, if this is going to happen without me, I'm going to let everyone know that it's happening.
Because they did kind of tease in that conversation between Jess and Kat where they were like, should we blow up Cliff's Angels? Like, okay, we'll blow it up. We'll blow it up.
Right.
And then she kind of does it.
At this point, she had already talked to Holly. She had already talked to Sis. Christy walked in on that. So now, and this was just Jess being like, there's a 6 without me.
Right.
Like
just saying it out loud.
Sis, there's a 6 without me. Christy comes in.
There's a 6 without me.
And they're all like in defense mode. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Right.
But
they're busted, you know.
So it all blows up. So then eventually Kat comes out and she was like, well, let me tell you about Cliff's Angels. And Cliff's like, ooh. Like, it hit the fan. Everybody is like out and about and yelling and like protecting themselves.
Yes.
And Christy and Tommy were like, there was never an alliance. There's never a new alliance.
Yeah.
It was a deal. You know, like trying to like bring it down a notch, but like it doesn't matter. Jess feels left out.
Right.
The downside though, before we get to this vote, the downside of all of this drama is that it nipped the vote flip.
Yeah.
Like Jess, we almost had Nicole flip over.
You only had to flip one vote.
To Kat, and that's literally what Nicole was saying. Was like, I'm really feeling like I should keep Kat. Like, this is why, because this stuff is going on.
Yeah.
If Jess had just simmered for a sec and they strategized, this would not, we would have kept Kat. Okay, I jumped to the vote.
Yeah.
But like, the reason the vote flip stopped was because Jess lost her mind and just decided I want to blow up the house, which I'm all for blowing up a house.
Oh yeah, it's
like,
very
that's
entertaining.
Fun. Yeah.
Yes.
But when you want to try to flip the vote and keep Kat,
it
like
work
it didn't.
For you. It wasn't a smart strategy.
It got everyone just really scared. They shut down.
I mean, it's very like reminiscent of when Sam and Kat were on the block next to each other, and there was that huge blow up with the 6. Like, it's another one of those 11th hour blow up the house. Is there going to be a vote flip? Feeds go down. We don't totally know where things stand. Like, how are things changing while the feeds are down before the show? Like, it's that scenario all over again.
Yeah.
But like Sarah said, like, they just kind of ruined they blew their chance at really getting Nicole to flip, and they only needed that one vote to flip.
And eventually Nicole did say to Jess, like, wait, we were supposed to figure this out before you did anything. But at that point, like, Jess literally just went deep inside and was so hurt that this happened again that she just couldn't even wait to strategize. She just told everybody. Unfortunately, that takes us to a bad place for Kat.
Yeah.
But let's talk about their speeches.
So Kat was kind of savage. She really came after Cliff. And, you know, she's playing Big Brother to the end. Like, I can't fault her for that. She's saying, listen, Cliff fought his way back from banishment. He fought his way back from Camp Comeback. He then won HOH. Like, she's listing all the stats.
Yeah.
Like, kind of saying, like, you should be threatened by him.
Right.
He is, you know, a threat to win the game. Right, yeah, exactly.
She, you know, she kind of talked in the whole blow up of like, well, Cliff makes deals and I don't.
And he's two-faced and he's going to make deals against you and like that kind of thing. And then Cliff is like, I love you, Kat, and I'm sorry that we're here. Like, their speeches could not have been contrasted further, right?
Right. And Cliff had this thing prepared. He talked about it on the feeds, but he's like, I'm going to pull out a card and I'm going to be like, the results are in. I'm not your father. Right. Which did catch her off guard, and she was like, what?
She was like, what are you doing?
But it did play well, and then they hugged, so at least, like, I think they ended okay.
I think so, too.
But, unfortunately, everyone was aware, obviously, of this cat vote, so that forced Holly and Jackson's hand.
Jackson was so mad that he had to vote to evict Kat.
And Holly was almost in tears.
She was almost in tears. They were very sad.
But they had to do it for the house. I get it once you know that that's what's going to happen. So Jess was the only one who voted to keep Kat. So Kat was evicted 6-1, and she had to walk out there in that outfit?
The lederhosen thing, whatever it was.
Yes.
Well, first of all, she did not really do a goodbye to anybody but Jess in the house. She was like, thank you for having my back. And then she goes out in that awful outfit. She was very upset about that. She kind of like hinted that producers forced her to wear this outfit, and she really wanted to wear like a dress and heels and look nice.
Hot. Yeah.
But she's in this like hideous outfit. And I gotta say, that interview was as messy as her game this season. Like, she could not make a coherent point. Like, Julie kept kind of trying to
and she was lying
make her
to
make
us.
sense, and like she couldn't make sense because she was saying like, oh, I would have chosen like Jess and Nicole, absolutely. That's why I was so disappointed in Cliff, because like I
Julie
believed
was
in
like,
that deal.
Hold up, wait a minute.
What about
Holly? I don't want it to sound like we're bashing Kat, because we obviously have enjoyed Kat a lot. We adore her. She's been so entertaining.
So fun.
But she's so full of lies that I think she was trying to lie to us. And I'm like, we know the truth, though. You don't have to lie to us. Like, we can lie in the house. But, like, coming out to be like, oh, no, I was going to be loyal to Jess and Nicole no matter what. It's like,
you're done. You're out of the game now.
No,
like, you don't have to.
You took all information to Holly. You blew up Cliff's Angels first. You went straight to Holly as soon as it started.
As soon as it started. Thank
you.
And
Holly knew the name of it. So, like,
yeah. She did not get any goodbye messages. Maybe they'll play them in the extended interview on the website. But
and they're
Julie
was like, more about Holly's relationship
Julie's
with
like,
her.
we have a lot to cover, so, you know, check me out on CBS.com, whatever.
Right.
Well, then they go to the HOH competition.
Yes, which was the Slippy thingy. Everyone was saying it was probably going to be this because it was this last year at this time. And it is.
Yes. So it's live on the feeds. Everybody can watch it on the feeds, and we'll know who wins HOH.
Yeah, so HOH is happening on the feeds right now.
Yes. Where are we standing with things? It looks like Jackson's doing really well.
Oh, Jackson's doing very well. Okay.
Holly's doing pretty well on the other end. Holly's on this end.
Holly's looks good.
Nick's, I think, is like here.
Yeah, Nick is falling behind because he looked like he was had the early lead.
Yeah, but now Christy's doing pretty well. I would say it's
doing well, but it looks like
Christy,
Jackson.
Holly, Jackson, and probably Nick, but Jackson has a very, very healthy lead. So it's probably going to be a Jackson HOH, which
is exactly what I want.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing, everybody, because then...
Hold up, stop yelling at me. I'm not a fan of Jackson as a human.
Right.
I hate to not be fans of humans.
I know, but listen, he hasn't been great.
Right, okay. Problems aside, he's the only person in the house that has a clear objective. Everyone else is playing a very, I'm not going after you game.
Yeah. And he's like,
me, I would never.
He's like, well, I'm going after Christy.
Yes, so point blank in the period, if Jackson wins, we might see some drama. So that is why I'm leaning towards him. If, Nick's not going to show all his cards. I don't even think if Cliff might not want to show us all his cards. This new 6 versus it's so complicated now, which is great. But there are definitely people who would win HOH and just be like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to put Cliff and Nicole up. I don't know. And you're like, that is, what are you doing?
I mean, it's going to be interesting for Jackson if he does win and decides to put up Christy, because Christy's not going to go out easy because she's got allies, in the house. So who do you put up next to Christy to make sure that she goes home? I would say maybe you have to put up Tommy next to her. But he is also close with Tommy, and Tommy is like
Right.
friends with everybody in the house. So I don't know if Jackson's gonna want to do that.
I think you put up sis. Here's why.
Sis, okay.
Because Tommy is the middle person to Christy and sis. And Tommy is, at the end of the day, going to need to keep sis over Christy because sis is his goat. He is super aligned with Christy. He's not going to want to get rid of her
but he can't
up
go to
against
final
a lot
two.
of people. But he has to take sis to final 2. He
Yeah.
can't take Christy to final 2.
Yeah.
If you put up a Nicole or
goes
a
home.
Jess, even, because everyone's mad at Jess right now, so
Oh, yeah.
she's going to be an easy person to throw up on the block. Enough people can be like, well, then we rally votes for Jess, or
Yeah.
we rally votes for Nicole.
Exactly. And that's not going to be that hard.
So I think it would have to be sis, even though Jackson may not want to do that. I don't know. He might think it's easier to throw up Jess. I think a lot of people, if they win HOH, are going to be like, oh, Jess. Okay.
Yeah, right, yeah. Just because
She
she's
just
been
blew up the
loud
house.
and in everybody's face and everybody's mad at her right now.
Yeah, everyone's mad at her.
But
because
she,
of
like,
her.
it's just such a waste because, like, she's not the #1 target right now.
She shouldn't be. I mean, granted, her HOH was great.
Yeah.
But she really shouldn't be a huge target
There are bigger
when you have
targets.
a Christy and a Tommy in the house who are going to run away with this game.
Yeah.
They are running away with this game.
Right.
As long as you keep them in the house, they're winning. How do you guys feel about this conflicting week? I mean, it was definitely hard to lose Kat. It was going to be hard to lose Kat or Cliff, I thought.
And I'm assuming by the time we post this, Jackson will have won HOH.
Probably.
So what do you think is going to happen this week?
Yeah, who's he going to put up? And who do you want to go home?
Let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.